Hello friends, it's Shelley from Koala Knits and Knacks. Grab your US number 7 or 4.5 millimeter knitting needles. I'm using circular knitting needles. You can use straight needles, whatever your choice is and your preference is fine. And your classic cotton, Loops and Threads classic cotton, in whatever color choices that you like. I'm using Vista, which is the blue, and Salmon, which is that peachy color, and white for this particular project. And I've made it in two different variations here, as you can see in the picture. But we are going to go ahead and make this beautiful dishcloth. It is a basic pattern that you'll find all over YouTube, really. But I thought I would take it and make it pretty. Rather than just a basic one, we are going to add the stripes and we're going to make it pretty. So join me as we make this dishcloth together. I can't wait to see your color combinations, so please post your finished dishcloths in my Facebook group, and I would love to cheer you on, as would everybody else who is in that group. So friends, the link will be down in the description box below. Please come over and join us if you haven't already. All right, once you have your supplies, let's get started. All right, friends, I'm ready to start. I have my US 7 or 4.5 millimeter Lykke bamboo knitting needles. I am going to use soft classic, Loops and Threads soft classic yarn in the color Salmon. And that's one of the colors I'm going to use. There's two other colors, and I'll name them as we go because I don't have the jacket here for the blue one. I'm not white, and another bluish kind of color that you saw in the beginning of the video. I will tell you the name when I get there, and it'll be listed in the description box below. But we're going to start with a long tail cast on. We only need to cast on 4 stitches, so you don't need very much, 10 to 12 inches, and then you'll cut off some. But let's take our yarn tail, put it to the right, and then I'm going to wrap it around my finger, make an X, pick up that first loop, grab the second one, pull it through, and there's my slip knot. I'm going to put that on my needle. Put that on your needle so that your yarn tail naturally falls closest to you, the one that you cut. And that's the short one that's always going to be closest to you as you do the long tail cast on. I'm going to pick up those 2 strands on my 3 fingers just like that. Again, this one closest to me is the short one. We're going to fold up our fingers to hold them. We're going to take our index finger and our thumb, and we're going to pop it in between the 2 strands, and we're going to spread it apart, and it becomes a triangle. From there, you're going to tip your hand up, and you'll see 1, 2, 3 strands. We're going to take our needle and go under strand 1, over strand 2, over strand 3, grab strand 3, and bring it between 1 and 2. Then you can use your thumb to pull that one that's closest to you and tighten it onto your needle. Don't tighten it too tight. You want to be able to get underneath it for the next row. And then we're going to do it again. Here's the short one. Put them over your 2 fingers, or 3 fingers, pardon me. You're going to spread them apart. This is the short one. You're going to tip your hand up, go under 1, over 2, over 3, grab 3, and bring it between 1 and 2. Then you can take your thumb and tighten it. Let's do that one more time. Under, over, over, and through. We have now cast on our 4 stitches. I'm going to go ahead and cut this a little bit so it's not quite so long and getting in my way. And we have our cast on row complete. From there, we are going to turn our work. So the stitches are on our back needle. You're going to bring your other needle around. Let's get that tail out of the way. And we are going to knit this first row. It's a little finicky for the first couple of rows, but then it gets easier. So you're going to insert your needle in, wrap around, and you're going to knit off that first stitch, knit the second. Let's get that tail back there. Wrap around, knit it off, and the third, and the fourth. I got my left hand holding that tail just so it's out of the way, but I won't need to for the next round. There we go. We have our 4 stitches worked. We're going to drop that needle, turn this one. I'm going to cut this even a bit shorter because it's in my way. There we go. And we are going to knit all 4 stitches in this row as well. So into my stitch, yarn around, work my stitch, and 2, 3, and 4. Drop your needle, turn your work, and now we're going to begin our increase rows. So now we have done 2 rows of just straight knitting, and we're going to now increase our rows, and we're going to be increasing for a while. We're going to increase until we get, I'm going to do 40 rows, but if you want to make your dishcloth a little bit bigger, then you can go ahead and do more, maybe 45. My dishcloth will be around 7 inches. I like a smaller one to hold in my hand, so that's what I do. I prefer it that way. But for this one, we are going to knit 2. So this is the first stitch, and the second. We're going to yarn over because we're going to increase in every round. So I'm going to take it around that right needle. I always stick my finger underneath it just to hold it and give it some tension. And then we're going to knit across our row. Just like that. Now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 loops on our needle. We're going to turn our work. Insert our needle into that first stitch. We're going to knit 1 and 2. We're going to yarn over that back needle, or the one that's on the right. Then we're going to knit across the row. 1, 2, this time there's 3. There we go. We're going to turn our work, and we're going to repeat that. Now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 loops on our needle. We're going to knit the first 2. We're going to yarn over, that's our increase, and we're going to knit across. Easy. And you're going to get in the groove, and you're going to get this done so fast. Even if you're a beginner, as I attest to be, I don't say, like, I am learning along with you. That's the point of this whole playlist on my channel at this point, is that we are learning together, and I'm loving it. So much fun. Here's our first little loop at the bottom that helps to establish our border that goes around our dishcloth, and we will see that more predominantly in a bit. But we're going to turn our work. We're going to knit 2. We're going to yarn over, and we're going to knit down our row. Friends, that is all you're going to do until you have your desired amount of needles or of loops on your needle. You might be wanting to just make a little face scrubbing cloth, and you might just want a little 3-inch square. You can do that, and that would probably take you about 25, maybe somewhere in there, 25 to 30 stitches, I would think, to get a small 3-inch one. Or maybe even not quite that amount. You can measure the side as you go. So you just put your tape measure here and measure up the side, and that will tell you what length of a square you're getting to that point. And if you want to do little face scrubbies, that's a nice idea as well. So we're going to knit the first 2. We're going to yarn over, and we're going to knit across our row. Now, I don't have a lot of tension on this. It's just slipping. I wrap it around my little pinky like this, but it's just slipping through. And I'm going to turn my work. I'm going to do one more row with you, and then I'm going to do a few rows and come back and show you what it's looking like. All right, so knit 2. Yarn over, and knit down the row. If you're doing the same size that I'm doing, about a 7-inch of a dishcloth, you're going to go till you have 40 loops on your needle. And we're going to count them in a second. You don't have to keep track of your rows. You have to keep track of the loops on your needle. Easy peasy. So right now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Look how fast that went. We started with 4. We now have 10. We can see our patterning coming, our little loops that are our yarn overs that are making our border. It's going to be beautiful. I'm going to get a little bit more done, and then I'll come back and show you the progress. Have fun. There we go. I hope it's going well for you. I have 20 loops on my needle. I'm going to measure it for you just in case you want to make a face pad. This is actually 4 inches. So with 20 loops, it's 4 inches. That would be a perfect size, because then you're going to go across like that and like that. That'd be a very, very nice size if you want to make facial pads for washing your face, taking your makeup off your eyes, etc. I might actually do a few of those for myself. And yeah, so that's what it looks like after 20 rows, and that's what I would keep it at for facial pads. All right, so I'm going to keep going, doing my increases until I have 40 stitches on my needle. And then I'll come back and we'll measure that out as well and let you see where we're at. And if we decide to go a little bit bigger, we can go bigger. I'm going to keep it at 40, but you might want to go bigger, and that's totally up to you. All right, have fun. I'll see you when I get to 40 stitches on my needle. There you go, friends. I have 40 stitches on my needle, and this is what it looks like. So we're going to start decreasing, and then we'll finish our square like that. But I'm going to just give you this a good measure for you and let you see where it's at. Approximately. Okay, so if that was a little bit straighter. Yeah, it's about 7 inches exactly. And I love that size. But again, if you want to go bigger, if you want to go 8 inches, then do about 45 stitches, and it should be about 8 inches. If you put 45, if you increase another 5 rows. All right, and now we are going to start our decrease, but we're going to make it special because we're going to change colors. All right, so I'm going to cut this. Then I'm going to take my second color, which is the same yarn, except for in the color Vista. Oh, love it. And I'm going to take it and I'm going to tie it just in one tie around that yarn tail. Then I'm going to slide that tie up to the needle. And we are ready to knit with our new color, and it's not going to slip. And then we just have to hide these ends when we have our project done. Like, brilliant. I'm going to tell you, I learned that little trick from Nimble Needles on YouTube. Thank you so much for showing me that trick. I absolutely love it, and I use it all the time. And so we are going to continue. Oops. I just pulled it down, but I'm going to pull it back up. See, easy to do. Just slide it on up, just like that. We are going to tuck those tails into the back there. I'm going to hold them underneath my hands like that, my fingers like that, and we're going to begin our decreasing rows to finish the shape of our dishcloth and make it into a lovely square. To decrease, we are going to knit the first. Let's take that down. I might have tied that knot a little too tight now. Okay, Nimble Needles, I'm not doing you any justice here. That's why you're the pro and I'm not. Okay, we're going to knit the first one, just like that. Then we are going to, I talked as though he's going to actually be seeing this. Oh, that's kind of funny. He's got a huge channel, and I really enjoy watching his stuff. But my little channel is like nothing, so that's funny. But anyways, we'll give him the credit, and you go on and you look at Nimble Needles YouTube site, and you'll learn lots. All right, so we knit the first one. Now we're knitting 2 together, so I picked up the next 2 loops, and we're going to knit them. Then we're going to yarn over, and we're going to knit the next 2. Just like that. And then we're going to knit down our row. I should take this sweater off. It's kind of getting in my way. And we're going to knit down the row. We're going to change colors every 4 rows. Not hard though. Very easy to do. And fun. So I'm going to knit all the way down the row. And then I'm going to do another decrease row with you. So join me when I get to the end. There we go. I knit down the row, got to the end. And those 2 colors I think are just so beautiful together. We're going to turn our work slide those down. We're going to knit one. This is how we're going to begin every decrease row. We're going to knit one. We're going to knit two together. So you're going to take these next two loops. I'm going to pull that one down. These next two loops, and you're going to knit them together. Then you're going to yarn over, and then you're going to take the next two and you're going to knit them together. Just like that, and then you're going to knit down the row. So this is the second of 4 rows of this color. When I get to the end, I will do one more row start with you, and then I'll finish this color and come back and we'll do one more color change together. All right, have fun. We are at the end of the row. And we're going to just drop that empty needle, turn our work, and there we go. 2 rows of our second color, color B, done. We're going to go ahead. We are going to knit 1, knit 2 together. So you're picking up these next 2 bars and you're going to knit them together. So you're picking up these next 2 bars and you're going to knit them together. Then you're going to yarn over and you're going to pick up the next 2 and you're going to knit them together. Sometimes they're hard to get under, so you have to make sure that you're not knitting too tight, especially the last 5 stitches of your row. And there we go. And now we're going to knit across. So we knit 1, we knit 2 together, yarn over, knit 2 together, and knit down the row. Every time we do a row, we're decreasing by 1 stitch. So we're going to keep doing that. I'm going to do this, finish this row, then I'm going to do the next row, the 4th row of this color, and then we'll change colors again. And I'll give you instructions from there. There we go. We can already see the tiny curves starting to happen there and here. And so we're going to now cut our yarn tail. Let's tuck those in behind. I'll show you another way to join your yarn without tying, and then you can choose whichever way you like better. We just let that drop into the back. I'm going to hold it with my fingers. I'm going to grab this other one here, and I'm going to hold them together just like that, as though this one was used last, and then you just keep knitting with it. And the thing is that I always put 1 tie in it anyways before I hide my knots, sometimes 2. And so I think doing it the other way is brilliant, the way I first showed you. So now we're going to knit 1. So you just will pretend that that's attached. You're going to yarn over and you're going to bring it through just like that. Then you can either hold it for a bit longer. You're going to get a really loose loop here, which is another reason why I like tying it. Then you're going to pick up these next 2. Come on, baby, get under there. See how that's really loose and loopy, which you fix that after you get it off. But you're going to get that under there. You're going to knit 2 together. You're going to yarn over, and then you're going to knit 2 together. Just like that, and then you're going to continue knitting down the road. Or the row, not the road. Well, it can be the road too. You're going to continue knitting down the row. So we did knit 1, yarn, or knit 1, knit 2 together, yarn over, knit 2 together, and then knit down the row. We're going to do this for 4 rows. You can see what I would do now anyways is I would turn it around and I would put 1 tie in it because I don't like the loose loop. So I think to tie it around your strand and then slide it up is brilliant. Like I said before, I love that idea. I think it is genius. So I'm going to knit all the way down to the other end, and then I'll show you one more time how we begin a row. And then I'm going to tell you what you're going to continue doing, because I'm going to do one more color change after these 4 rows, starting with color A. But for now, I'm going to knit down to the end of the row, and I'll meet you back. I actually finished my 3 rows, and I'm going to start the 4th row with you. And we are going to, that way all those tails were out of the way. We're going to move our work down. We are going to, I'm going to, after this first few stitches, I'm going to tell you a little story, so stick with me. We're going to knit this first one. We're going to knit 2 together, so I'm going to take both of those. We're going to get under them, and we're going to knit them together. We're going to yarn over, and then we're going to knit the next 2 together, taking 2 loops and knitting them together. And then we're going to knit down our row. What I want to tell you is that I don't claim to be an expert. I don't even claim to be an intermediate when it comes to knitting with needles. I decided when I wanted to add knitting needle projects to my channel that I was doing it as pretty much a beginner so that I could learn along with you. That's the whole purpose of me picking up these needles and doing it together with you. It's inspiring for me because it gives me a reason to try to improve my skills, but I'm also doing it with you, my friends. Now, not that long ago, one of my last couple knitting videos ago, I had a really nasty comment. Now, I don't normally mention these kinds of things because I don't normally get nasty comments. Most of my channel is circular knitting, as you know, and I have, like, you guys are just the best group of people, but there's always got to be someone in the crowd who wants to make other people's lives miserable. And she left such a nasty comment telling me that I should stop doing knitting videos, let the experts do it, etc., etc. And you won't find that comment because I deleted it and I actually blocked her from my channel. So she can comment, she can see my stuff, but she can't comment. So I hope she's hearing this actually. And, you know, if you are and you think you can continue to comment, nobody's going to see it. So comment away. But anyways, it really did affect me for a bit there. And I thought, well, maybe I shouldn't be doing this. But then I thought, no, I am forthright with you, telling you that I am a beginner with you. And I am happy to be learning together with you on this journey of knitting with knitting needles, and I am loving it. And I hope that you're learning from me. If not, then I totally respect you following. I mean, we all follow multiple channels, and you can go ahead and do that. But if I'm able to help anybody in any way because you're at the same level that I'm at, then I'm very, very happy for that. So thank you for watching me, even when I'm not an expert. I'm just learning along with you. All right, so we have our 4 rows of white. We are going to turn our needle. Like, look how beautiful that is. And we are going to cut this off. I'm going to grab my color A, and I'm going to tie it around just like so, and slide it up. Then I'm going to begin my 4 rows of this color. So then I'll have blue, white, peach. Now, if I looked at these rows here to see how it's following down, I've got 1, 2 are the mirror image of this blue one, then these 2 are the white, then these will be the peach color, then blue, white, peach, blue, white. When you get to that place on your project, so you're going to do blue, white, peach, blue, white, peach, blue. Okay, so blue, white, peach, blue, white, peach, blue. Then come back and see me, and we are going to work on the rest of it together. All right, so you're decreasing at the start of every row by doing a knit 1, knit 2 together, yarn over, knit 2 together, knit down the row. All right, so you're going to do 4 rows of each color, alternating color. Well, this is color B, color C, color A, color B, color C, color A, color B. Come back and see me. I'm back. All right, so I told you to end at color B, which is Vista. I started it out with Salmon, then I went to Vista, and we did 4 rows of Vista, white, salmon, Vista, which is the blue, white, salmon, and Vista, and that's where I told you to stop. But I decided that I wanted to add one more section of white. I was gonna go right back into the salmon after this blue, and have salmon on either edge of the blue on both the bottom here and the top. But I decided I needed another strip of white. So if you want to go ahead and add color C, do 4 rows of color C, as I have done here. And then I'm going to switch to color A, which is my salmon. Let me just measure this so far. Not that here's what it's gonna be. Yeah, it's exactly 7 inches. It's exactly what I told you it would be. It's perfect size, in my humble opinion. So I also went ahead and I hid my ends. I always do that on my work as I go along. I never leave a whole pile of ends and then hide them at the end. I'll do a few and then I'll hide them, and I'll do a few and hide them. And you can see you can't even tell they're there. I hide each color under the same color. So make sure you pay attention to that detail and hide them under the same color. And I just weave in and out and then go back. And that's what I do. So I'm going to take, with just one tie, I didn't do a double knot. I don't want little bumps there. I just did the one tie, which is what I'm going to do here. So I'm going to tie that. Then I'm going to slide it up. Put both of those tails in the back. Just as we've been doing. And I'm going to now work my color A in the same way, decreasing, just as we've been doing all along, until I have 4 loops left on my needle. Okay, so take your last color. If you want to add color C and do 4 rows of color C, you go ahead and do that. If you want a wider section of peach at the end, or of your color A at the end, then you can stop where I had originally told you to stop and then do it. But again, I added an extra 4 rows that I had told you. So I did color A, and then we started our decrease with color B, 4 rows, color C, 4 rows, color A, 4 rows, B, 4 rows, C, 4 rows, A, 4, B, 4. Now I did C, 4, and now I'm going to do color A until I have 4 loops left on my needle. And when I get there, I will meet you back. Here we go. So for our last section, my last row was a knit 1, yarn, pardon me, it was a knit 1, knit 2 together, yarn over, knit 2 together, and it left me with 4. Now we're going to do our bind off. So we're going to knit the first, knit the second, take that first one that you knit, the one that's farther down, and bring it up over the top and over that first or second stitch that you put on there. Then we're going to knit the next. I'm going to take this bottom one here, up over, and if I have my finger on there, this one's not going to fall off. Up over that other stitch and take it off. And we're going to do the last one. Knitting, and then binding off. Taking that bottom one, up over the top, leaving that top loop on that needle. Then I'm going to cut off a strand. I'm going to pop it through that loop and pull tight. Friends, we have a beautiful, beautiful dishcloth. Now all we have to do is weave in the rest of our sides, stretch it out so that it looks even. It's because you squish it up and hold it funny when you're working. But there we go. I'm going to go in and I'm going to hide the rest of my ends, and then I'll meet you back. But first I have to run upstairs and I'm making cinnamon buns, and I'm at the place where I have to roll them out. So I'll see you in a bit. And here it is, all completed. Now I went ahead and I made another one using the same colors of yarn, but just distributing them differently. And I think that they look beautiful. I just love it. And I know I'm gonna make many, many more of these. I hope that you have enjoyed this tutorial. I'm also gonna show you just really quickly here, a couple plain ones that I made. I didn't add any stripes to them. I just used variegated yarn that I had in my drawer. I don't have the labels for either of them, so I can't tell you the exact color choices, but this is a variegated cotton yarn that I just made the cloth in a solid color. So there's another option for you. All right, so thanks again for joining me. I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Come on over and join my Facebook group if you haven't done so already. And again, thank you so much for being a part of my community. I appreciate you all. Take care and have a blessed day. I'll see you in the next tutorial.